All right, so we have to help Veronica. We have to give her some words so she can put all this together for us. But I guess the first thing we can start with is well, welcome everyone.
That's a good place
I
to
like-
start.
I'm excited. I just want to say that I'm excited because ever since I got on city council, I've always wanted to find out some of the dreams that I could like attach myself to help that, things that people were working on that I heard about, and one being like the 79 realignment and hearing about everyone's efforts doing that. And then to hear about to be excited personally about arts and culture, and then to hear about there's like a whole history behind it, really gets me excited, because I could help someone's vision. That's like passing the baton, right?
Absolutely. Is.
Yeah, and continuing
That's why I like him.
that kind of stuff. But
It's
yeah,
good stuff.
right now, I believe, can we start with the summary? Like how we're gonna tell the story, help her tell the story of what we're gonna do? Because even like that little piece Mark added today.
Yes.
What is the area?
And Mark is very interested, wanting to see the whole application before it goes in, because tying Diamond Valley DVAC's March of the Mastodon and the Western Center to it, and how that has all come about in basically the evolution of how this all goes. We're gonna tie it all together, and Mark is extremely excited about having his own Mastodon. He came up with an idea this morning that said, instead of having 25 Mastodons, why don't we have 26? And you have a naming contest with the alphabet. That you can adopt this one, and what letter do you want? Or this is the letter that's assigned, but also then you can, babies get born and, you can have a Mastodon. And
Baby Mastodon.
you can have a birth certificate and for your Mastodon or for your baby, and you can name, and you can, really turn it into an ongoing program instead of, planting trees for people, buy a Mastodon.
Okay, so to guide her ideas, there's a part in the grant that says, how are you going to find the artist? I think the ABC thing, if we spell that out, that's how we can find the artist.
Right. And
Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm talking
The
about?
ABC, find the artist.
I don't know how to. There's a part in here where it asks us.
is it part of the story?
No,
No.
it was down the line.
Creative economy, how will this project, if at all, support artists in their development or enhance the regional creative economy in which the project is proposed to take place? Is that?
You could do that, and then there's another, how do we select the artist? There's
Select it.
there's a,
I didn't print that.
it's okay if you didn't,
You want me to put some?
I don't think I printed the thing. Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, so let's see one step. I knew I read it, but
Yeah. Well, in selecting, we've got the Art Association, Hemet Valley Art Association, who is part of our coalition, so to speak. We have the school district art departments, what is it, VAPA? Tina Batchelder in the Visual and Performing Arts Department through the high school.
Mhm.
We can reach out to the college to, what's his name? It's not Kurt, it's the guy who helped Rotary when we did the mural at the.
Oh,
fire station.
that guy. That
It's
guy.
a Cliff or a Kurt or somebody like that. And I would say through those three entities, that's how we get the artists. Plus, no,
Are we also including the high school students who may be doing? the
yeah,
review
that's
with
through
us?
you, Hemet Unified. And since this is Valley, I mean, if we're reaching out to the college, why aren't we reaching out to San Jacinto
Right.
Unified? I mean, right?
Yeah,
You seem to have.
Because you can't really exclude,
She's like, it's more.
you know, if we're including the college.
Yeah.
Because the
Well-
college is both. And the
But-
Western Center is both.
But, yeah, but the college is our community
Yeah.
college, and the project is
Is Hemet based?
based.
Yeah, I didn't know, you have to get some
maybe that's
clarification.
what
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking.
Yeah, I would,
That's why I hesitated.
Yeah,
yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
yeah, and I agree. But I would say that's how we find the artists.
Oh, here it goes. Detail your process for selecting artists or art-based organizations, emphasizing equity and inclusion practices and approaches, if any. If an artist or art-based organization has already been identified, explain how the artist or the organization's approach to community engagement and creative placemaking make them ideal choice for this project. So I guess we can explain it through the whole alphabet, that whole process. Do you guys think that aligns with that part?
Well, I don't quite get the connection of I think naming, like you said, is a cool idea.
I think that's
don't
more
know
in
that-
getting the community involved.
Right.
Mhm.
Than getting the
The-
artists
The
involved.
choosing of the artists would be, you know, being, like you said, the high school, the college, the
Some sort of
art
contest or
association.
something, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and their outreach, I mean, the school's outreach, if we have to explain how they would contribute, I mean, Hemet Valley Art Association has there's classes for students, they have classes for adults, they
Mhm.
have an evening of art.
Mhm.
The thing about that organization is it's what, 60 some years old?
Oh, yeah, Art Association.
So
been
it
forever.
has deep roots in the community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so we can definitely.
Deep
say that.
roots.
Deep roots.
That's the cultural heritage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's DVA.
Art Association.
The Art Association's been around, I think it's 60 years now, because
They had their anniversary not very.
yeah, I think it was 60, wasn't it?
I think
Because when
so.
we were doing the 90th for Ramona, they were 50 something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So they've got to be 60
It's probably on
something.
their website. and we
Yeah,
can get the
and
date
Allison
on
would
it.
know.
Mhm.
So that'll hit on how will the project proposed connected with the public with regional cultural heritage?
Yes. The only one we don't have, well, go ahead.
I was just thinking cultural heritage is, we are the home of a species of mastodons
Yes.
that was previously not known.
Yes,
There's your cultural
yes,
goosebumps.
I know.
The
This is a goosebump.
the history that we have in that valley is
Yeah.
tremendous with the mastodons, but it's also tremendous with the Native Americans.
Absolutely.
I was just gonna say, the only
Yes.
one we don't have at the table is Geneva. But from the tribe, but their heritage,
If I ask her to come on Monday, you think she'll come?
Geneva? Well, she might.
She's super busy.
Yeah,
So
she
you need
is.
to give her.
You know, who's their art and culture person out there?
They focus on
On just themselves.
their
but
heritage
still.
and preserving sites and
Yeah.
stuff. But
There's a lot of sites.
you know what
preserved under
I
that
found
lake.
fascinating when we were doing they were getting ready to dig. So Metropolitan knew they had to be very, very prepared for the tribes stopping their dig if they didn't have a plan. So their plan was really, I mean, it was amazingly well orchestrated because they started digging, and the first 17 feet down is when they found the first mammoth tusks. And it was a treasure trove from there. And they went down 65 feet from the valley floor. So they, you know, their first top layer, they found these, and then
Yeah,
it just
was
was
exciting.
one after another. But also Native American sites out there were preserved, and they had a whole plan. It was amazing what they'd do. They'd find something, then it was so big what they were digging, is they'd shoo these big, huge pieces of equipment over to another site. And they would do their dig, their preservation, and their everything, and get all the parts out, whether it's skeletal of the mastodons, or if it was something that was Native American, they would get everything out and go on to the next one. So they'd follow these big vehicles around. And when they'd see something, then they'd shoo them away, and it was amazing.
Yes.
How will the project make the local park more welcoming and accessible?
Well,
Well, it becomes a focal point in the downtown area.
Here, so, and we're thinking they'll go in all the parks,
Weston Park.
just Weston.
We're gonna do the culmination event at Weston, but all of the mastodons will be going to different parts, right?
Af-
After.
Yes, after.
Or in front of businesses, or,
Yeah, well, we're gonna have 26, so we have a lot of mastodons too.
Well, we already have one set already done, and those are the ones on my fence.
okay.
I'm just gonna say,
Just gonna say, we
there's the first one, I got A.
did that way back, huh?
And we
Yes.
definitely want one right here across from City Hall.
Yes.
At
Oh,
the park.
In Rotary Park.
Yes.
So Rotary will have one, yes.
Okay.
And I'll watch over it from my window in my office.
There you go.
Across the street.
Yes.
Who's this project gonna be serving?
Everybody.
The entire community.
Yeah, I would say it will become how do you put that? A bragging point for an underserved, disadvantaged community.
And Veronica, do you have access to the people from Esri or GIS?
Mhm.
Cause they can give you the demo.
Yeah.
If they want like specifics. if
And
that
as-
helps.
Yeah, we can
Especially
also
the-
get it from CDBG or
Okay.
the census,
Yeah.
ACS.
Especially the downtown around Weston Park, it is very disadvantaged. Take
Mhm.
the entire downtown.
It's a hub. It's
The
a,
whole area is,
Yeah, all the entire older part of Hemet is,
look,
Now, does
I
it-
know that right here, I know that my office is in a hub zone.
yeah.
What specific community needs or issues will this art program address?
and I think that Jennifer in her email kind of mentioned that right here in.
The one this morning?
Yeah, community needs and engagement.
Yeah.
They had done a listening tour and reviewed 283 community members. They voiced of the top 10 community noted a feeling lack of community and the need for events and activities that create a community. And then
There's that answer.
the
There you
data. Data from
He
the
writes a lot of grants.
US Surgeon's 2023 report.
Yep.
About loneliness, isolation, and lack of connection in the country, in our country. So we can take that and put it here.
Yes.
How many people do you think we're gonna serve at this event?
Well, we'll shoot for the whole entire population of the city, so 100,000.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We agree?
And then how are we gonna reach and actively engage them?
Social media,
Social media,
library,
library,
advertising, I would say flyers, all the
chamber.
Chamber is good.
service
newspaper.
organizations to help put out flyers in the community.
Do you know what an every door direct is called?
Every door direct mailing. You got it.
Every door direct mailer.
It's campaign season.
Okay.
Yeah,
Every,
there we go.
listen to this, Malcolm.
The queen of advertising.
Every door direct mailer, you can mail this size of a mailer, front and back cardstock, really nice, nicely done. You can mail 5,000 for $1,500. So 5,000 households, so 5,000 residents. So if you're looking at, you know, if you want to do the whole town, paint the whole town mastodon, you can do that for, just take $1,500, a round number. And that'll do 5,000, so. We have 33,000 households, I think,
We have about 40
now.
40,000 households.
Yeah, but you could.
But we'd have to include, quite frankly, we can include East Hemet and Val Vista,
Yeah.
because that's Hemet. It was our Hemet addresses, that probably, say,
Well, they're-
even 50,000 households. That's kind of maybe
Yeah,
pushing it a bit, but
And then you take all of those addresses and I don't know if you want to extract them or include them, the businesses.
yeah.
You take those out, but you can do a lot for every door direct.
Yes,
And does that, it's gonna sound dumb, does that include postage?
that
Yeah.
is the postage.
No,
Is it?
that's
Wow.
postage
Okay.
and printing.
And
I was
printing.
thinking printing,
Yeah,
yeah,
printing and
but
postage.
No,
Got
no.
mail.
Yeah.
Printed
I
for you?
just did that, huh?
Yeah, we go to got mail. Got
Got
mail?
print.
Got print.
Go to got print, get
In Burbank.
$400 will get you 5,000 of these printed.
Yeah. It's,
$400
Good
$400 get
and
you
every door
5,000 of
direct is
these
fantastic. You
cardstock
can,
printed,
you can pick and choose.
color nice brochures. And then the rest is the every door direct pricing, which is what every door direct means is that instead of getting addresses for everybody, which drives you crazy and it drives the post office crazy because they have to sort all this stuff, is you do an every door direct for every postal route. They drop off a piece to every place that they go. So that's why you'll see stuff in your mail that doesn't have your address on it. It
Oh.
just, every door direct, everybody in their route gets a piece.
Yep.
And it's the most effective and efficient way to do a mailer because then you're not trying to find addresses and they're not trying to sort it to get one. And usually I drop them at the post office and this can go all over, like I know this because we just
Surrounding
did all this
community,
campaign
too.
for Ramona. And you go to the post office, like I went down to Vista because our Alessandro was from Vista. I dropped that and it was in their mailbox the next day. And it's usually the same way here in Hemet. Some post offices
Yeah.
take another day. But all they have to do is turn it around and hand it to their postal routes. They don't have
The
to-
only
send it
drawback
to
on that,
store.
if it's a drawback, is that you have to count. You have to have bundles of X number.
bundles
So you
of
have to know
100.
how many are in the route
Yeah.
and we do a bundle party.
And yeah, and that's easy to
And we
find
do,
on, it's on the
and we
computer.
do a bundle party and you can
Yep.
stack them and hold them up against each other and be pretty
Yeah.
close, but
We're really good at
I
counting.
make them count them, so
Yeah.
so
So,
anyway,
yes, we can do that.
having just done
Every
that,
door direct, and actually putting that in says, hey, we're supporting the post office too. We're supporting government jobs.
Yeah,
yeah, well, that's
Okay.
that's a great, and again, if you cut it down to this size, now these are not the if you feel that paper,
Yes.
proper feel of the paper
Yeah.
there, Malcolm.
It's not very.
That's
I
that's
won't take
not
what
the,
Paul-
this is not the card stuff,
No.
but it's the quality of print and paper that you'll get. Because it's not, but you'll get cardstock. And
You
what
get
I
cardstock.
quoted you for was
Just
for
cardstock.
cardstock.
And that's 8.5 by 11. So if
Yeah.
you went a half sheet,
That doesn't,
it doesn't.
It
I'm
doesn't
just
make any
curious.
difference.
it saves you, but it doesn't save you that much. It might save you $150.
Oh, okay.
But for the size and for the impression that you get in your mailbox, it's worth the 8.5 by 11.
Mhm.
And I go 8.5 by 11. You can go different sizes for every door direct, but not too many different sizes.
Mhm.
Now, what is gonna be our process for selecting the artist?
Yeah. There was. I thought in the March of the Mastodons, they did, that Bill Marshall had set out. Bill Marshall was, superintendent of Benacinto School District and then went to the, Western Science Center as, curator until Dalton was hired. Let's see, artists will work. Blah, 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 blah. This is the juried part. This outlines. I am just amazed at how the concepts are almost identical and none of us were involved in it. And
Which tells you
it's a good
it's
idea.
a good synergy. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I was reading all of this last night and I'm going, oh my God, we
Yeah.
have talked about all of these things. And that's why I talked.
That's
with
why it's
Andrew
good.
this morning and he said, oh my God, go for it. If we can be of help, use whatever you can.
Yeah, that's kind of a Mark Goldberg, like I said, he was all over this mastodon thing way, way, way back.
And I want to see.
And art.
Somewhere.
So how do you? One of the things that we emphasized at the mayor's conference thing in Austin, Texas, when we were doing this was how, like, when I described what was going on here and the building of the dam and everything and how we ran across all these fines, is how few people in your community really, really connect with the lake
Yeah.
and the history out there. I think this will help them to really say these were our peeps back then.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
were our pets back then. It'll really help people recognize, oh wow, the mastodon, where did that come from? It came from out at the lake. They were out there roaming around all
Here.
this time. We're here. They were. And it's a good reminder and a connector to what that is out there. Cause I mean, it's kind of like the Ramona Bowl. I can't tell you how many people live here and don't have a clue it's there.
Clue.
Yeah. And I run into people a lot where, what's the Ramona Bowl? Well, I can't even be mad at you because I didn't know what it was either,
Can't even
like
be mad.
2016.
You were not in compliance.
That's right.
Now you are.
But we have people who don't know that we have a library.
That's true. I hear that all the time.
Okay, somewhere in here, there was reference to how to choose, but
Are you guys interested in reaching out to the colleges?
yeah, the
and
school,
and
the
schools?
college, the art association, I mean, community in general, families should be able to adopt and be an artist, but maybe, I don't know,
There's a
do we want to
constant-
do that yet, or we can always do that in the future, then have fundraisers to adopt your mastodon and stick it in your front
What would
yard.
be really cool would be to, my mother sleeps with River and Bosco and Angel. Yeah, no, would be really cool to be able to do something of that
A little,
size.
a miniature Max. I like my Max.
Yeah,
Can't
Yeah.
believe Veronica had never noticed
What about those?
Max.
I heard about a group here who they do wood carving.
yeah, the remote wood carvers, yes.
Yeah,
Will they
Yeah.
do little ones?
Yeah,
they
yeah.
may. I mean, throw that out to them. They could do all sizes.
We'll see
And they could sell them at the,
Well, yeah, they have an annual thing at
in
Valleywide
March. Mhm.
and
Hope to,
I buy stuff from them every year that I don't ever use.
yeah. Yeah,
But they're very good. They're very talented. And Max, that's his name,
yes,
Max DeMoss, who is a metal and rock sculptor. It's not rock, what do you call it? Marble?
Bronze.
Bronze. He does all sorts of sculpting. He lives out in Northern Groves, worldwide famous.
Wonder if Max would make a Max.
You know, we talked to him a long time ago about when, what's his name? John Jansen was here.
Oh, it's been a long time.
We took a tour of his studio up
I was
there.
at that tour.
You were at the tour.
Yeah.
Okay, and he did the Stations of the Cross in the Catholic Church in LA. I think he did some of the artwork at is it the Disney Hall that has the weird outdoor sculptures over in LA, the big
I think so.
thing?
He's known
worldwide.
worldwide. Yeah.
He is, and we have him in his backyard, our backyard, and nobody knows about him. But he also, we had talked to him about doing the Ramona statue in front of the library
Mhm.
for the Ramona and the Alessandro educational art walks in the downtown. So we could incorporate mastodons with, Ramona can come riding in on a mastodon.
That'd be fun.
Why didn't Chaudhry have his daughter come in on a mastodon instead of an elephant?
Oh, it's his son-in-law.
Son-in-law,
The
that's
son-in-law
right. The
has
guys
to
come in
earn
on.
their right. The guys have to earn their right
They come,
to the
they.
wife.
wedding
On an
ceremony.
elephant.
They come in on an elephant. Poor elephant.
I know,
He
she
was
was,
so tired.
why did it have to walk?
well, it was standing there
Standing and waiting.
waiting for Coca to quit questioning everything. You know, Coca's gonna ask his stuff, oh my God. And we were all standing around and our feet were hurting because we were in high heels and I know I was standing there and I put one foot up, you know,
We were
like
just like
this.
the elephant
One like
resting.
this, and the elephant, I looked over and I told Amelia, oh my God, look at the elephant was doing the same thing with her back.
Cross your legs.
Cross her legs one way, then cross her legs the other.
We do digress.
Yeah.
So, okay, so next question. Keep
It's
us on
the
track, Malcolm.
process for selecting the artist.
Can that be, do you think, more generalized
Yeah.
in that,
In
in
general.
asking
And-
the different art groups and
Yeah.
getting those recommendations?
Do
Okay,
you guys want public calls?
you know, that,
I'm sorry, what does that mean? I have to ask.
Like when we, you know how like when we ask for volunteers for
Okay.
like the
That's fine. I just did not heard.
something?
To do a mastodon?
yeah,
No,
Yeah.
no,
to select, to help us select the
oh,
artist.
as a. on
Like
a
getting a
selection
pool of
committee.
people.
Okay, thank
You
you.
know?
You
I
know,
appreciate that.
and isn't that part of that? It was part of what they did, that they would have to, the criteria would be to submit the design
Mhm.
of what you wanted to do on the mastodon, and then the selection committee, which
Could be
would be the ones,
Yes.
I don't know if anybody, I printed these by mistake, and I'm so glad I printed them out. There's one of them,
Yes, I saw those. That was so good.
and I had the rest of them in here someplace. There was like an American one, and
There was one with a car.
yeah, one was a car.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah,
There you go, Veronica's got it.
yes. So cool.
Yeah, where was that? Where did you get that?
That was what
DVAC did,
They had done,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
that looks familiar.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's part of it. They
And you
had,
can use that to, for your grant, so you can show examples.
yeah.
Perfect.
And according to some of this that's printed out, they had DVAC in there working with this Edward McDaniel. They had already paid for the base, the rebar, the internal, which is the internal frame for the mold, the styrofoam shaping and the chicken wire. That's all paid for.
So it's just
Where is it?
waiting,
I don't know. Anders said, if you want me to reach out to this guy, I will.
please.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I went, "Ooh."
because, okay, so when you talk about selecting an artist, you're talking about doing the artwork
The artwork
after the framework is.
after the
is-
framework, we have to have the mold.
This artwork.
Yeah, and so,
So the mastodon would be done and then it would be ready to be.
Right.
Wrapped or whatever.
Yeah, a
Would have been
plaster,
paint on it.
a plaster wrap.
like, is it plaster or fiberglass?
This says a plaster surface, but we were thinking of. Well, we've thrown things around that it could be fiberglass. What, it would have to be whatever is lightest in weight and yet can be anchored. Put concrete in their feet after they're in their original or final location. Because we don't want people carrying them off.
And graffiti proofed.
Yes, and that was
And that
part of
was- I
the
remember-
coding.
Yeah, part of the coding.
Yeah. They had this, and I'm sure this price would have gone up, but about $1,200 a piece. And I think
That's not bad.
when Tina had done some research on it, that she had come up with somebody would said, yeah, 1,500 a piece, which is still reasonable for an 8-foot mastodon.
It's gonna be 8 feet. Is that what that was?
100%.
I was just gonna figure that out.
That's not half size, I don't think, because mastodons were big,
Yeah,
but
Well,
an
it's
eight,
still tall.
an 8-foot mastodon is like, yeah, it's like a big horse
Mhm.
and chunky, like Max.
So,
I love my Max. He's even got toenails. Did you notice that?
yeah. We got, Linda and I bought some of the originals. They have a
The-
bunch of them out there now, but these were hand done by a woman in Australia.
Yeah, when Max turned 21, was it 21? Because we said we were drinking, because now Max could drink.
26.
They had a big party
Times
Yeah.
1,500.
out at the Western.
Yeah, because we
That's-
missed the
that's
20, I think it
amazing.
rolled into the
I-
21st, yeah.
And
Yeah, I'd
they
say
had,
50.
less than, I don't think they had any more than, well, in fact,
2000.
we had to order these and then she made them.
Right.
They had one out there and we said, well, we want one. I want one. I want one.
Just in case.
And I
52.
think Max was
Yeah.
like $100,
Okay.
$90 to $100, and it took a couple months to get it.
They paid, well, we paid, I should
We
say.
paid, they made money.
We paid it, but our Western Center, we paid 60 and we sold them for 80 and 100. Just because we made a little money off of them, but it was a hand done.
Yeah.
For a long time, and now they're getting them fairly mass produced.
Maybe we can use the same vendor that the Western Science Center uses to buy the Max and have those as maybe swag giveaway during the event, depending on how much it costs. Mainly for the kids, no, and me, no.
Yeah, me.
Me too.
They, I'll
No,
let
that's
you know
good,
what they're-
because if she has a table there
I'll have a table.
for the library, she
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
give that kind of swag away.
Mhm.
They have all kinds of,
Can you guys
Even
picture
smaller.
eating like a snow cone out of a tusk?
Mhm.
I still want the
My Viking
still
board.
want the little balloon with the feet,
Oh,
the balloon with the feet.
Yeah.
I've actually researched that, so I'll have the cost on it.
there's a lot you could do with swag stuff.
How's this gonna support career development?
Where's that?
well, that encourages artists to expand their horizons and look at art as a career.
Right, and it allows the community to see potential.
It's
Yeah,
under
art.
community engagement. I didn't spell it out, it's just my notes.
And it will also get the high school students or the students in
Mhm.
school interested in art.
Right.
Because of the
And
work that they're gonna do,
fabrication.
yeah.
Yes, yeah, all the students,
Mhm.
because they've expanded, brought the art programs back to elementary schools
They-
that Hemet Unified.
You know, we talk about doing the artwork on the prefabricated stuff. Or Mastodon, but maybe they could be engaged in
In
the
creating their own, the
in the-
metalworks and the
the
woodworking.
fabrication, because, you know, the school district and the career technical education component that they put back in the schools is a really big thing.
Yeah.
Everything from welding to,
I was just thinking fabrication along those lines.
They
welding.
could, they could
Yeah,
create
I want a
their
bumper
own.
sticker.
You want a who?
I want a Mastodon bumper sticker.
That's a good idea.
March of the Mastodons.
Uh-huh.
Bumper stickers
Uh-huh.
and decals.
There's your,
You see how I'm using.
I've done that too,
Hemet
yeah.
decal.
Now, the
We need-
application said, it talked about like, do we have any kind of experience in this? And so I highlighted like Chalktober and other things that we've sponsored,
Mhm.
like Dia de los Muertos and some other things. And the art association, when they have it at the library,
We,
Evening in art.
we
Yep.
sponsored
and then Exceed.
Exceeds
Mhm.
Art in the Park.
Mhm.
Is there anything you guys that I'm missing?
do you, does it have to be what the city's done or what the community has done? Because the Western Science Center
Oh, there.
Does science
they
under the
hold
stars.
Science
which
under
is-
the stars, but they also have science.
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Yeah.
Which are phenomenal.
Yeah, they
Science
are.
Saturdays out at the
Saturdays.
Western Center highlights certainly everything about that.
Right.
Okay, so we got Under the Stars and Science Saturdays.
So going to Western Science Center and the email that Brittany had sent about coinciding our event with
Yes,
the PaleoCon in August.
Yes.
yes.
Do we want to move it up a month to August? Oh, and the question is, if we do combine the two, it would make sense to have it at Western Science Center, but then I was telling Mike, if we have it at Western Science Center, then it's not at our city park.
Right.
So here's the thing, though. It could be cons, as you know, have different locations.
Ah, yeah.
So,
It does ask location. It does
yeah,
have-
it still
Okay.
works. As just part of the con, you come here for this. And we'll have something going on. I'll do something at the library with that as well.
Your,
And Valleywide could always have a mastodon at
Mhm.
the aquatic center and the fields out there.
Mhm.
And that's
Hollywood
another
could have
part.
it at all of their parks.
They could do their parks too.
Yeah, I think engaging Valleywide and having one at Bill Gray Park out here in Val Vista,
Mhm.
Jim Venable Park,
Cyril?
Cyril.
That's a city park.
Cyril is a,
That one is a city, isn't it?
no, it's really
No,
nice.
Valleywide.
Yeah,
Well, see, I don't know.
yeah. I was just there the other day. I read it.
I know, I missed it.
It's
It was
Valleywide.
good. That was the wacko who else. I wanted it all raw so I can take it home and cook it. They looked at me going, but.
What was it?
It was that
It was
hamburger
burger
bash.
bash. Oh,
That was the thing for Cortesi's kids.
yeah.
Well, all the kids.
Park was so busy. It was so exciting. Sorry.
Okay.
digress.
what-
So that's that.
You know why it's a park? That's on the earthquake fault.
The,
I sold towers of land and he
and
sold it to them.
the principal
Great.
staff.
In other words, my house.
The who?
That's
Principal staff.
principal staff.
Project manager.
Oh, principal staff is you.
And me.
Oh, no, Jennifer.
She
Yeah,
had
she's gonna be,
her,
she wanted to
her
be.
email.
Yeah, she
As
said she'd be
the
the manager,
the project manager,
Mhm.
but
is,
she opened it up to everyone.
yes.
Well, she's she works for us at Healthy Valley Foundation.
Yeah, she said that, and her time would have to be
Compensated,
compensated,
and that can be included in the
and
budget.
it could be included in the budget.
What, 10%?
I don't know how, we don't know what the figure is,
That's true.
so we'd have to add that.
Um,
Unless it's been mentioned to you or Malcolm. before.
no,
And then everyone in the group committee is okay with Jennifer being in. She would be leading the efforts and getting all of the mastodons together.
She would be coming back to us. We're having well, we just had our executive committee meeting, then we're gonna have our board meeting. It'd be, what she does is she's going out in the community looking for projects we can plug into as far as the Healthy Valley Foundation, that it's good for the community and healthy and all that stuff. And then she brings them back to us saying that that's what she'd like to get involved with, and we approve. So I don't think we'd have any trouble with her doing that. We've got her on a number of things. And
We
then
just have to find out how much is she hourly? And kind of add it up over
you don't
time or
want to pay
something?
it. No, that's
No.
not.
Well, I
No,
think
you
I would make it a
don't
flat.
A flat
Okay.
fee, you would
fee.
want to do a flat fee thing, I think.
Okay.
And that's, she's very, very resourceful.
Yep.
And,
absolutely.
then the other engagement we might look at how we do is something to do with any of the Western Science.
The
Center.
Western, the
Yeah.
Western Center.
The Western Science
Science
folks
Center.
would be great to engage
Okay,
one way or another. Brittany and all of them. Alton is, yeah, it would need to be Brittany or one of them.
can Brittany be like a vice or a co-chair? Co-manager?
I don't know that they would spare her that much, you know, she's got a
Yeah.
lot on her plate.
And there's not very many of them there.
Yeah.
What about Reggie Sauls? Who? Reggie Sauls. He's the one that came to the library board and brought us the idea of the museum passes.
Oh,
And he works with the education
Yeah.
component as well. So that could be a thought.
that's an idea.
Because you guys have a face, Jennifer would be the program manager. I would be the grant person doing this, submittal of the reports. Hopefully I'm still here.
You're still here.
Keep that budget right.
We
Right.
need our grants person.
Yeah, do we need a program manager?
I don't
No,
know.
thanks.
I don't, well, who would?
I guess
who
I'm
would be
thinking-
Taking care of it at the city if you didn't have Jennifer.
My buddy.
My buddy.
My best friend. Well, maybe you have Jennifer, and if you're talking about a it'd be.
Then it would be, and then. me.
Well, and what
And I'll
about
be pushing
Demi?
you the whole way.
Is Demi still with us?
Sort of. We're hoping she gets a permanent job with the city. But
But we won't see her until July.
July, yeah.
Because I mean, that was kind of Jade's function on some of this stuff,
Yeah.
but on that basis, and then she got a better job. But I mean, if I'm
But she
just
could-
throwing that out, I don't know what Mark
Yeah.
would say to that.
If you do this flat fee, she'd have to agree to it.
Yeah, because after this, then she won't be managing after the grant is done, who's gonna be taking care of the mastodons. It would have to be a city person. We maybe have to turn it over to.
Public Works.
Public Works. Yeah, Mauro.
Yeah,
Mauro can.
but we can also throw that, the maintenance of, them. If you've adopted Mastodon,
Yeah, we could.
then you're going to maintain
your
with
mastodon.
help.
That's a good, yeah, that's, I like
Maintenance. I think that's one of the questions too.
Yeah, how are you gonna keep them?
I want my Linda Mastodon.
And who's gonna
Each group.
maintain it? Because
Yeah,
That could be another public call to action or whatever.
Yes.
Like adopting a street.
Yes,
Wow.
adopt a mastodon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, we've adopted streets. You adopt your mastodon.
Yep.
Rotary will have a mastodon. Uh,
The city can have a mastodon.
Mhm. Go put it right here. I know.
Right in
Right.
front. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be cool. Max needs to be out in front since he was the first one.
Yes,
Big Max.
yes.
Well, he wanted one you can drive through.
He still
Imagine
wants
like,
that
you know,
on West
entry.
Florida, drive under the
Entry.
mastodon.
Oh, don't let me win the lottery.
We'd be broke in a day, right? Oh, and you do a mastodon, and you do a mastodon in every house.
A chicken in every pot.
And Ramona
I gotta
riding
find a
in.
mastodon.
I
with my
think
friend.
Ramona and Alessandra
With
need
my
to
gnomes.
come in. Oh, this is gonna be
Just got
fun.
the spot. Comes together.
What was the other one you said?
What?
You said program manager. Did you get that at question answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be Jennifer.
And then what was the other one you said? There was something else you
The
needed?
principal staff would be, well, you guys are the key lead face of the idea, and then me and
Yeah,
my buddy.
there you go.
Buddy.
Yes. And whoever, yeah.
Me and my new best friend,
There you go. Oh, no, we've been.
old best for a long time.
Veronica, is there anything else that you need to help you fill out this? Or
I think
these-
I've got some great ideas and I can start plugging in some language in here.
We have to submit by Monday?
No,
No.
the
14.
14th
Oh, okay,
by 5 p.m.
okay.
So we basically should have a draft that we can all look at on the 10th. We're
yes,
meeting on the 10th, right?
I've got
Okay.
lots of work to do.
Yes, you do.
And then what else? So then more work on the 10th. I need to get the letters of support by Monday. Close of business. So I can upload those into the system.
Mhm.
I'll cut some of these as examples.
I know she sent off, I see an Excel sheet that she sent.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
do those electeds know her like that?
I'm not sure. But she said she sent the revised copy of the template to the electeds so that they can submit. Because she hasn't received the letter of support yet.
Okay,
Do you want a letter of support from the Friends of the Library? They may not be able to really contribute financially, but they would certainly support it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was planning.
Because you can put it by
Advertising it,
advertising.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
marketing
yeah.
and-
So I was gonna do that anyway.
And then I have the budget information already, so I got that from finance. List of board members, are they referring to city council? Because we, the city, are the ones submitting the application? That might be a question for,
Mark,
yeah,
no, question
Okay.
for the parks person.
okay.
it probably would be the council because this
Yeah.
has to go to the,
You know, two other entities, actually three other entities that need to be on this list for letters is EMWD, Metropolitan, and Riverside County Parks.
Ah.
Because they're all involved with our MOI through Diamond Valley, what do we call ourselves? Diamond Valley Implementation Committee for Art, Education, Recreation, and Economic Development at Diamond Valley Lake that I started in 2015 and thwarted Jeff Stone in his legislative attempt to force body contact on DVL. And I still have to find, I can't find the signed document. I've got JP looking for it. that all of these entities took it to their board of directors and everybody agreed to it. Metropolitan, Eastern, Riverside County Parks, City of Hemet and
Valley-wide
Valley-wide.
must be there too.
We all signed on to this multi-year plan on those three things: economic development, recreation, and education at Diamond Valley Lake, and who would be the lead in all of these different projects and planning out the entire future of that whole area.
Mhm.
And nobody knows about it except us. We're another best.
But we
kept secret.
remember.
We remember. Took us several years to get everybody on the same page,
Sure.
but we
So
did it.
that group, all those, is the group, should the letter come from that group? That represents all five of them?
You can do that, plus all of the individual entities, I think would carry more.
And that would be.
Carry more weight,
Mhm.
because we're all involved as individual entities.
So you want to do MWD separately?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and Joe will, Joe would sign a letter from Eastern and, actually, the manager at Metropolitan will, because I did him a favor and talked to his board about us and got his
What about,
$7.5 million for new attenuators out there.
oh, nice. What about, since you resigned, Miss Chairman,
Well,
what about Bruce for the implementation committee?
absolutely.
So,
Yeah, Bruce Wallace for
yeah.
that group. This is good. This is really good. So we have Corey Jackson, we have Ruiz. Is Garcia's? We need Kelly Sayarto. Rosalisi is on here.
Good.
Is Eduardo is still Garcia?
Mhm.
Is,
Yeah, he's on this side and
yeah,
Jackson's on that side.
he's mine.
Yeah.
And then ex-champ
Yeah, he's on the list.
is in Chuck.
Chuck Washington needs to be on the list because it's his district for the
Mhm.
out
Yeah.
south.
What about the Western Science Center Board?
Yes,
Yes.
Have you already approached them?
they're on the list.
Jennifer was doing them.
Okay. Because we won't, I don't think we have a meeting between, so you're gonna need this by next Friday, right?
Yeah,
I need them completed letters by Monday.
So we can
Okay,
add-
so we need to get the bold letter of
yes,
support.
Ramona Bolt needs to be.
Has anyone talked to the Hemet Museum? Got a letter of support?
Yeah, we had a meeting yesterday. I didn't bring it up.
Well, I'm a day late.
And she was $1 short, so you didn't.
Okay.
I'm just thinking that would be another good entity.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, actually, and we're called the Hemet Heritage
I knew
Foundation.
that. You're right.
So it's Hemet Heritage.
Hemet Heritage Foundation. You want a letter from the Hemet Concert Association?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll write you a letter.
So Hemet Concert Association,
Uh-huh.
maybe they can have a band play at
There you go.
Weston.
That's the school. We don't do
Oh, we're doing
bands.
school. Okay.
We do, we do long-haired music.
Stravinsky, Rite of Spring. There you go.
With this long hair, we.
I know
National
exactly what
Council
it
girl.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It means classical music.
Oh,
Very,
Bach, Beethoven.
very classical music. Even Tchaikovsky and Rachmaninoff are getting blackballed at some of those times.
oh, classical? No, classical, my daughter can play piano, classical really well.
You need to be a member of the concert association and come to our concerts. We only have 5 a year,
Oh, yeah, okay.
and she gets in free. And it'll
You
only
have to
cost you
listen to her play.
$75 for 5 concerts.
How much?
I think it's $75. Is that what we do?
Um,
That was you, not me. Okay,
Veronica, you good?
Yeah, I think I've got a lot. And I will email you all if you need more.
Great.
okay.
You guys feel good?
I think, this is gonna be really fun. And like I said, you know how old that picture is that I showed you? That, I mean, that goes back to
Oh, gosh,
2004, 20 years old.
at least.
Yeah, because we had opened, no,
No,
we hadn't opened.
it was in the nineties.
We hadn't opened the lake for fishing yet.
No.
So it was.
No,
Like 2001. We were getting ready, we were getting close when they built. And it was at the corner there for a long time.
yeah, until the big
Oh,
sign.
that would be so cool.
Well, it got damaged a few
Mhm.
times and they kept coming out to fix it, so. What's
Oh,
that?
It would just be very cool, different media, you know?
Oh, the other thing is we should, ask to use the billboard that we put up out there at
Oh, yeah.
the big billboard.
Yeah, for
the
advertising,
electronic
yeah.
billboard.
That has the three mastodons up on the top that light up at night.
Yeah,
And then we
That's
can-
the March of the Mastodons right there.
that's right there.
Boom, boom, boom. They're all marching.
Yeah, we can ask Alton Jewel again because.
Yes.
Part of that's.
Yeah, and that's, that, when we did that, we said we'd let certain, things go on it outside of the.
And
outside of the-
we gave them some of that land for that, as I recall,
Yes, we
for
had
that
some
sign.
Yeah, the easement,
conversation about that.
I do remember that one.
yeah,
And then we
We sure
got
did.
knocked for whatever part of it, and it was Eastern's problem. I love it when city gets off the hook. Um. Yeah. You know, we could even, I mean, we can ask, we gotta get the thing, the
It's-
digital sign at the library.
No,
done.
it's
Put
on
it
my
in the
list.
budget.
It's on my list.
Okay, because I was thinking of Lamar advertising on the digital signboards
Oh.
on the 215, and
Oh,
where
yeah.
the city is working with him to do some additional stuff.
and I need to talk to him because we have
Yes.
not been getting the,
Zero, right?
right.
I have his card. The, and I'm thinking even the auto center, maybe we could, pull them in that they could advertise,
be-
put one of the
Yeah.
little flashes they do Ramona.
Eric had only let Ramona
Yeah.
do it because he said, and then everybody would be hitting him up for it.
Well, but this is the city,
But, like I
and we're
said,
doing his damn parking or streets.
that's what I said, but if it's the city
Yeah.
and what you just, yeah, when it is that gonna be a part of the project?
The city,
Yeah,
the streets?
Yeah.
Yeah, there. We're doing the street, we're doing all the streets that came in like many times over budget because of the subsoil out there.
Yeah,
is that right?
Mhm.
This whole valley is assessed,
yeah.
but that's not.
You know
the right
what?
word.
That's not the right word.
Swamp.
Because of the, you can't get
Because
too
we had
long, no,
mastodons.
Yeah, we have mastodons, yeah.
I remember getting those reports coming in. That's why we did that test out there on Devonshire with the Terrazine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a soil stabilization product that creates a real.
Need to talk
tight
to Noah
bond.
about that.
Yeah, I think I will,
Yeah.
because
Just true. Sorry, go ahead, finish.
because that stabilizes your soil. You bring in a soil that has some clay base too, but that. I can't remember, was it Mike or Juan? It was Mike, I think. Might have been way back to Juan's days. When they put in the Four Seasons. That road on Devonshire was,
Oh, yeah.
was a dirt road. And so they did a stabilizer, they tested the Terrazine. At that time, it was only $1,500 per mile for the cost of the product, and then you scarify it up and you mix it in the soil, and then you roll it down to get a tight bond. Then you put your pavement over it. But that stuff, I worked with that overseas and worked in Iraq and stuff for the Terra Bond, which holds the soil down because they have horrible dust storms. but the Terrazine, my God, there was a guy from a tropical island that put it in where they had flooding and they couldn't get into their banana crops. And because it would go 2 or 3 feet deep as far as the rains and the soil would stay that high. And it was still stable afterwards, and he couldn't get the contracts because the president's brother-in-law or somebody had the contract to replace the roads before. And because his product worked so well, he couldn't get the contracts because they were losing theirs because they didn't have to go in and do that. But that stuff is really interesting, and I think.
Yeah, you need to talk to Noah, because I haven't mentioned that to him. I just sent him the one the other day about potholes and he was gonna check that out.
Yeah.
I heard
Anyway, we do
Yes,
digress at times,
yes.
don't we?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's good history lessons.
that in Australia, they're experimenting with coffee grounds that also help stabilize. And throw it into like concrete and asphalt and stuff, and help stabilize.
Gosh, when it gets hot, it probably, everybody craves
Smells
coffee.
coffee.
But I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, well, coffee grounds are good for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Is someone gonna reach out to Ramona Woodcarvers to see if they can?
I don't have
I
a
don't know
contact with
I
them.
have the contact, Art from our church is in the wood carvers.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anybody. I was at the last show, but I didn't pick up any business cards. I
Yeah.
just bought stuff.
Are there any other, I just
Interesting.
found out about grandpas for golf.
Grandfather.
Grandfather.
Grandfathers for golf. Yeah.
Are there any other organizations that are like already?
Well, there's the Maidstone Quilters, there's. That's one.
And they
there's
make
another one.
quilts for the,
Yeah,
They could.
they want to come, I know that they want to go back to the Simpson Center, that could be a
Many of them do.
project.
Yes.
Yeah,
Could be
yeah,
Yeah.
day then.
Even the banjo people want to go back to because
uh-huh,
people keep raising the rents for them and
yep,
mm,
yeah, but
You're looking for artsy folks to contribute to things that could be featured that are.
All
cause
things
the
on
quilt, you can make each square out could be a Macedon or something.
that's right.
Or the quilt could have a huge
Okay.
Macedon on
Yep.
it. It could be raffled off.
You know,
or-
Jaeger might do that. You know, what's his name? Mike Jaeger? Is it Jaeger?
oh,
You know who I mean,
Yeah.
out at Four Seasons.
yeah.
He's really creative. He makes the quilts.
He's probably a member of one of the guilds.
He's a member of he's always at the quilt show with something really cool.
I think he's a member of,
And it has guilds.
yes,
Quilting
Quilt
guilds.
guild.
yep, I have a quilting guild comes in once a month right now, they're just doing. So, yeah,
Yep, they have a big quilt.
What about yarn and knitting people?
fiber artists. I want to get something going on that one.
You know how they make the little shapes of animals?
Felting,
Laura's daughter is,
yes,
she's.
I gave her a bunch of yarn, I said, no, when you're ready, I got more for you.
Okay, Laura, tell your daughter we need a mastodon.
Yeah. Crochet.
Yep, she does miniatures, they're really cute. And I'm surprised she hasn't. come up
Maybe
with
she can
one.
make a mastodon.
Caitlin, right?
Let's see.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys ready to end this?
Yeah.
The thing's still recording.
Will.
Anybody there?
Cracker. Yeah, autocorrect.
Yeah, I hate autocorrect.
That got me into a lot of trouble.
Me too.
Mhm.
Never forget one with Dave Brown.
Shay.
Recording in progress.